Alright, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to your next video. It is very simple, least common multiple. We're going to go ahead and get started very quickly. You will need to get graphic organizer number 2 from the box in the back. You need to do that now. Your objective for this video is, as a student, you should be able to find the least common multiple of a set of numbers. And there's a mistake in there, but hey, we can deal with it. Let's move on. Okay, why do I need to know about the least common multiple? Very simple. You use it to compare and order fractions, which we're going to do. You use it to add and subtract fractions, which we're going to do, and you also use it to solve these word problems like this one on the right, which we'll show at the end of this video, which we need to be able to do. So, quite honestly, it's a simple skill. You've done it in 3rd grade, 4th grade, 5th grade, but let's just make sure you know how to do it, and let's do it quickly. So let's get moving. All right, least common multiple, what does that stand for? Well, the least common multiple is the smallest number that is common between two sets of multiples, okay, or two lists of multiples. Alright, so we're going to go ahead and get started on the first example. Once again, least common multiple, it's also known as the LCM. Okay, so you might hear us say, well, find the LCM. Well, we're just talking about the least common multiple. Alright, example number 1. Find the least common multiples of 6 and 8. Alright, what's step 1? Well, step 1 is very simple. Okay, list the multiples. Okay, so you'll need to write that in there, and I know that mine's a little bit sloppy, but list the multiples. That's step 1. Okay, for your notes, you need to know that. Step 1, list the multiples. Well, what do we mean by list the multiples? Well, we put 6 down, and we put 8 down, and we're going to go ahead and list the multiples for those. So, 6 and 8. Let's count by 6s. That's all we're doing. When we find the multiples, we count by 6s. Okay, it's kind of like, just skip counting. So, 6, 12, 18, 24, 30. Notice we separate them with a comma each time. I'm going to stop there. I don't need to go any farther, I don't think. If I do, I can always add to it later. Let's move on to 8. We're going to do the same thing. 8, we always start with the same number. 16, 24, 32. Now I'm going to go ahead and stop. And I'm going to go ahead and tell you what step 2 is. Step 2 is circle, okay? Circle the smallest common number. Okay, so all we're going to do is circle the smallest common number, which is very simple. All right, we look at our list. We have a common number in both of them. We want the smallest. Least means smallest. So 6, not down there. 12, not down there. 18, not down there. But 24 is down there, and it's in both lists, and it's the smallest one that's in both lists. So our least common multiple is very simple. It is 24. Congratulations, you're done. That's the least common multiple. Those are the 2 steps. That's example 1. Let's move on to example 2. Here we go. Find the least common multiple of 4 and 12. First step, list the factors for 4. Well, 4, 8, 12, 16. We also need to list the factors for 12. Okay, or not the factors, sorry, the multiples of 12. 12, 24, 36. What do I do next? Well, very simple. Okay, the next thing I need to do is circle the least common multiple, which if I look at both lists, there is one number that's in both lists. It is number 12. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and circle them, and my least common multiple is 12. My answer is 12. Congratulations, that was example 2. Last example. All right, we're going to do the least common multiple of 3 numbers this time. Remember, the objective was we should be able to do from a set of numbers, which means it could be more than 2. So, same thing, 6, 4, and 8. We're just going to list them for 6, 4, and 8. Now, this one's where it gets a little bit more tricky, because it has to be in all 3 lists. Really still not that hard. Let's talk about the multiples of 6. 6, 12, 18, 24. I'm going to stop there. Okay, let's do 4. 4, 8, 12. Okay, now, here's the deal. I already see that 12's in both lists. Now, I could stop and try to find 8, or I can keep going, but we'll try. Let's see what happens. 8, 16. Uh-oh, that one's not going to work. So I'm going to have to go back up to that 4 and keep going. What comes after 16? Ooh, 24. 24 is in 6 and 8. Well, let's keep going on this one. 12, 16, 20, 24. Hey, look at that. That is the smallest number that is in all 3 lists. 24. My least common multiple for this one is 24. Hey, it's the same thing. It's not that difficult. Guess what? Your turn. You get to try these 3. Pause the video really quickly. Pause the video. Do these 3 on your graphic organizer. It's the independent practice part. 1, 2, and 3. Do it now. Pause the video. Do it now. Go, go, go. All right, hopefully you're already back. Let's get started. 6 and 5. 6 and 5. Should have listed them. It should have been 6, 12, 18, 24, 30, 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, and you should have gotten 30 as your answer. LCM equals 30. Make sure you write it that way. All right. 8 and 3, you should have gotten the answer of 24. Okay, and 12 and 5, you should have actually gotten the answer of 60. So hopefully you got all three of those correctly. You just needed to make your list and count them correctly. All right, last thing, here we go. Nemo's Bakery can only make cat treats 6 at a time. Bailey's Bakery can only make cat treats 8 at a time. They made the same amount of treats yesterday. What is the smallest amount of treats? See this thing is the smallest amount? Smallest amount is an indication that you are doing a least common multiple problem. And if you look very closely, we have two numbers, 6 and 8. So all we're going to do is find the least common multiple of 6 and 8 in this type of problem. And 6 and 8 is very easy. We've already done this one. 6, 12, 18, 24, 8, 16, and 24. And our least common multiple is very simple. It's 24. Okay, so the smallest amount of treats that the bakery can make, 24 treats. That's it. Okay, that's the smallest amount that they could have made if they both made the same amount. That's it. That's all it is. All right. Now, what does that mean? Well, here's the deal. That means you have an exit ticket. On the bottom of your graphic organizer, there's a place for 5 questions. These are your 5 questions. Ladies and gentlemen, your job today is to complete those 5 questions, submit it taking a picture to get your points for that, and then you need to go ahead and start on worksheet number 4. Here's a hint though. If you're still watching this and you paid attention and you want some help, actually not really help, just make it easier on you, okay? Worksheet 4, here's a hint. Worksheet 4, if you're still listening to this video, the front side is labeled A, B, C, D, E, F, all the way from A to L. You need to do all of those. But if you flip over to the back side, it's numbered 1 through 21. Now, that's a lot of problems. And if you're paying attention in this video, I feel like I should reward you for something just because you're actually doing what you're supposed to do. So, if you're listening to this video, you only need to do the odd numbers on the back side. That would be 1, 3, 5, 7, 9, 11, 13, 15, 17, 19, and 21. Congratulations, I saved you 10 problems. That's your secret. Have fun. Hope you enjoyed the least common multiple, and we're out.